women. They love you more than you imagine.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a tragic story involving a University of Alabama basketball player by the name of Darius Miles, who was charged with capital murder for shooting a 23-year-old woman at a, I think, strip mall or some type of shopping center just a few miles outside of campus after a minor altercation in which allegedly the basketball player and his friend, the details of the story aren't necessarily clear in terms of what happened, but allegedly she had rejected one or both of them in a parking lot at a strip mall, and after that, shots were fired in retaliation because she rejected one of them. And unfortunately, she was fatally shot, okay, in an exchange of gunfire between the girl's boyfriend and the basketball player and his friend. And I think that this is an example of how there's simply just bad people in this world that commit crimes because they're bad. And in this case right here, this basketball player had the world at his disposal, okay, because he played basketball for a major university, and he threw it all away because his ego got hurt. Or at least that is what I believe, okay? You guys can decide what you believe. But first, I want to play a news clip from CNN so that you guys can get a better understanding of what's going on here. And then we're going to read some testimony here from the victim's mother about what she believes led up to the fatal shooting. So without further ado, roll the clip.
A University of Alabama basketball player is in jail, charged with capital murder. Tuscaloosa police arrested Darius Miles and another man after a shooting near the campus, a shooting which left a 23-year-old woman dead. Miles has been kicked off the team. CNN's Martin Savage joining us now with more. So, Martin, what led to the shooting in the first place? Do we know?
Well, that's still being determined exactly, but it appears to be one of those instances where you've had a split second of bad decision-making that's going to lead now to a lifetime of heartbreak and tragedy for a number of families. Darius Miles was a third-year forward on the University of Alabama men's basketball team, but as you say, not anymore. He's been kicked off the team. That's because he has been charged with murder along with another man, Michael Lynn Davis, 20 years of age. The two men were arrested after an incident that authorities in Tuscaloosa say they were called to around 1:45 a.m. Sunday morning in an area about a half-mile off campus in Entertainment District. When police arrived on the scene, they said they found a female dead inside of a vehicle, 23 years of age. She died of a gunshot wound. The driver of that vehicle said that the two suspects opened fire on them. The driver says he returned fire, believe he wounded one of them, and it was after talking to witnesses, looking at surveillance video, that authorities were able to make the arrest. And yes, one of the men was wounded. We don't know which one. The question here is why? And authorities will only say that there was apparently some minor altercation that led up to this, and then came the gunfire, and now comes the heartbreak. Capital murder, which both of these men have been charged with, is the most serious crime in the state of Alabama. Erica?
Yeah, so let's read a little bit more about this, and then I will give my commentary. After University of Alabama basketball player Darius Miles was charged with murder in the death of a 23-year-old mother and removed from the team, the victim's loved ones say she was shot and killed when she declined a man trying to flirt with her. Miles, 21, and Michael Lynn Davis, 20, were arrested and charged with capital murder in the shooting death of Jamia Jonay Harris near the university campus early Sunday, the Tuscaloosa Violent Crimes Unit said. Miles was the only person connected to the University of Alabama involved in the shooting, authorities said. The university's athletics department announced Sunday that he had been removed from the basketball team. Yeah, so he was the only person connected to the University of Alabama that was involved in the shooting. So he was hanging out with other thugs and criminals who he should not have been hanging out with, that again aren't even associated with the university. Again, it seems that we have a case here of a young man who again has the world at his disposal, but he still wants to be in the hood, right? He still wants to be a gangster. He still wants to be a thug. And these are the type of people that he's hanging around and associating with, despite the fact that he's on a prominent Division I college basketball team. You don't have to live this life. But again, some people want to live a life of thuggery, right? They want to live a life of being a criminal. And he seems to be one of these people. I'm just saying, that's what it seems like. When police responded to the shooting at around 1:45 a.m. Sunday, they found Harris had been fatally shot while she was in a car less than half a mile from campus, authorities said. Harris and her boyfriend had driven to Tuscaloosa from Birmingham to visit her cousin, who is a student at the University of Alabama. Harris's mother, DeCarla Cotton, told CNN. Harris's boyfriend told Cotton the three of them were getting something to eat after a night out when a man approached Harris and started flirting with her. The mother said, quote, he was advancing on her and she declined his attention. He refused to go away, Cotton told CNN. While they were attempting to leave, one gentleman walked up to the car and started shooting. Harris's boyfriend shot back and hit one of the suspects. Cotton said the suspect later went to a hospital, which helped connect him to the shooting. She added, investigators have said one of the suspects was hit by the returning gunfire and sustained a non-life-threatening wound. Authorities have not clarified which suspect allegedly shot into the car or which one was injured. Both suspects are being held without bond, the Violent Crimes Unit said. Tuscaloosa Violent Crimes Unit Captain Jack Kennedy said the motive of the shooting appeared to be a minor altercation that these individuals had with the victim as they were out on the Strip, which is a hub of restaurants and businesses near the university's campus. She wasn't a troublemaker, Cotton said of her daughter. She was a hard-working mother who got up every day to take care of her son, Cotton said. Harris's 5-year-old son is staying with Cotton, the mother said. I haven't found the words to explain this to him yet, she said. Miles' attorney said in a statement obtained by CNN affiliate WRBC that Miles and his family are heartbroken over Harris's death, but he maintains his innocence and looks forward to his day in court. Miles is from Washington, D.C., a junior at the university, according to an archived version of the men's basketball team roster. He was in the midst of playing his third season as for the Alabama Crimson Tide before he was removed from the team Sunday, the archive page shows. Yeah, so this guy was removed from the team, and it is extremely sad that this young mother lost her life, and now, you know, she has a son that's not going to have a mother anymore. And obviously it's just an all-around sad situation, okay? Especially if you consider why this allegedly happened. Now, the details of exactly what happened and who did what are very, very, very sketchy right now, okay? We don't have any real indication of who actually shot or who was shooting, okay? Between the basketball player and his friend. We don't know which one shot. We don't know which one actually was flirting with the girl. Now, in some versions of the story that I read, it was both men that were flirting with the girl or trying to talk to the girl, and she rejected both of them. In one story, it was one. We really don't know. But I guess regardless, what we have here could, again, very well be a situation where somebody's ego, them being a athlete, okay, at a major university, could have led them to take action, or put it this way, at least participate or be a participant in an action that led to the death of a young woman. Because I'm gonna tell you guys, you know, my time at the University of North Carolina, athletes got all the women, okay? I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, right? They had a rotation. Even some of the average guys on the football team. UNC football, at least when I was there, was not very good. But even if you were, you know, on the bench and you was a football player, you had a rotation of women coming through your dorm, right? I mean, I'm just saying that's the reality of the situation when you're an athlete at a major D1 school. Women are a dime a dozen. And sometimes when you get rejected by a woman and you feel like you're entitled to her company or entitled to her, you know, attention or whatever, or that she must be interested in you because you're an athlete, and to get rejected, sometimes, you know, who knows? That could cause somebody to get upset, angry, and cause them to, you know, commit an act of violence. Now, again, I'm not sure if that's exactly what happened here because we don't know who shot, but we do, at least from the testimony of the mother, allegedly, that is what the altercation was about. It was about the fact that she was rejecting them and their advances, and at some point, somebody fired shots. Now, if the basketball player's friend fired the shots, again, that's still an indictment on the basketball player, because why are you hanging out with somebody like that? Why are you hanging out with somebody that is liable to start shooting somebody simply over a minor altercation like that? Again, this person is not affiliated with the University of Alabama. Why are you with this person? You shouldn't be with this person. Now, again, we don't know if that's a family member or what, but there's no indication that that's a family member. Could be some random guy. Again, I don't understand how, as a D1 athlete, you find yourself in a situation like this. Why? How? It's ridiculous, right? You have all the resources in the world. You have that whole school there. You have, coaches, staff. You got a infrastructure there that is designed to cater to you. Probably wouldn't be going to school if you wasn't playing basketball, right? And this is what you end up doing. This is what you end up getting into. You're out at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock a.m. at night doing what? Hanging around with hoodlums. And then you end up getting involved in something like this. So even if the dude didn't shoot, I mean, you're just a dummy for hanging around the guy. You're just a dummy for being out there. You don't need to be out there. Again, it's crazy. It really blows my mind. But again, hey, in this world, you just got some people that are just idiots, right? They're just idiots. And this is what idiots get into. You can give them everything in the world, and they're still going to end up committing some type of crime or being involved in some type of crime simply because they're idiots, right? They're idiots. This is what they like. They like living a life of thuggery and crime and being around bad people. It is what it is. Again, it's just sad for this girl, this mother and her family and her son, that this happened to her, and it happened allegedly because she refused to entertain them, considering the fact that she has a boyfriend, and they end up killing her for it. I guess it's an extremely sad story. But once again, this is a prime example of how some people in this world, you can give them everything, okay? You can collar them, you can give them all the resources in the world, but they're still going to live a criminal lifestyle. They're still going to be thugs. They're still going to try to gangbang because this is what they like. This is what they want to be around. This is the life that they desire. And this person seems to be one of those people, and now he wants to boohoo, whine, and cry, when he gets arrested for it. And I don't want to see the tears now, right? I don't want to see the tears. You should have thought about that before you decided to associate yourself with people who were liable to shoot somebody, or yourself, if this dude did shoot, if he's the one that fired the shots. You should have thought about that before you got your ego hurt or whatever. You decided to fire shots at a woman simply because she rejected you or your friend. Again, it's ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.